Hi, beautiful souls. This is Freya at Spirit Healer Tarot. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, thank you for joining me again. You returning folks will see that I've got a new setup. I am traveling this summer. Right now I'm in New York City, so the setup is new. I have a few announcements before we get into the readings. So, and the focus of the I'm going to discuss eclipse season, which is the focus of this reading. First announcement. I am staying right beneath the flight pattern to one of the local airports. And there are times when the planes go overhead and there are times when they don't. The weather pattern changed over the weekend, and so the planes started going overhead right when I was trying to get these readings out, and I thought I would wait a couple of days to see if it changed, but it hasn't. So you will hear some noise pollution overhead, and I apologize for that. I'm just going to try and do my best to stop talking as the planes go overhead and start up again when I can. So pardon the interruption. The second thing that I want to share is that these readings are going to be around the eclipse season that we're in. So eclipse season started July 23rd with the new moon in Leo this past Sunday. It's going to end September 6th, but it's going to peak on the 21st of August, which is the total solar eclipse that's happening, and that's going to span across the United States. Here comes a plane. I believe that's a Monday, August 21st, and the eclipse is going to start in the Pacific Northwest over the state of Washington, and it's going to go across the United States, more towards the northern part of the United States, and end in the mid-Atlantic. So I know it's going to hit New York City, I believe around 4 p.m.-ish on that same day. So we haven't had an eclipse go across, a solar eclipse go across the United States in that manner for quite a while. And I have a feeling, someone quoted 100 years to me. I'm not an astrologer, so I really don't know, but I know that I have been feeling the effect of eclipse season for the last week or two already. And because most of my viewers are residents of the United States, I'm going to focus this reading on the theme of the eclipses. Eclipses bring up, for many of us, those things that our soul, our spirits, and the spirit world in general is asking us to shift, to change. Usually it's those things we don't want to look at because they're too hard to answer. We are going to be put through a sieve, and those issues are going to come up, and they're going to be placed right in front of us for us to take a look at, so that we can change, so that we can move and burn off what no longer is needed and move into this new cycle, evolve really into this new cycle with less baggage from the past. And more fuel and more direction and more vision to really, start a new cycle in our lives, to begin that new project, to begin a different relationship with self, to begin whatever it is that your spiritual path is asking of you at this time. So that's what these readings are going to focus on. If you are having a difficult time, or just, a difficult time during this time, feel free to reach out to me. I am doing an event on July 30th in New York City. It's a tarot night at OK Cafe in Astoria, Queens. I'll put a link to the Facebook invite below. Please, if you're in the area, I'd love to meet you, and I'd love to give you a mini reading that day, so come on by. Or if you really need, some one-on-one time with me, click the link below and schedule a reading. I am happy to do that, especially for you all during eclipse season. I know that I've been reaching out to my personal helpers and readers and healers who work with me on the physical plane, and I'm happy to be that support system for you. Okay. Let me think if there's anything else. Happy birthday to Leos, all you Leos. I love you guys, the regal lions of the zodiac. I hope you're all having a wonderful birthday month. And I think that's it for the announcements. And without further ado, hello, dear Aquarius. How are you? Welcome. It's Freya. This is your eclipse season reading for the month of July 23rd through August 23rd. And I'm just going to continue quickly shuffling your cards. If you do have a moment, go ahead and listen to the introduction, at least the middle part where I share why I'm doing a slightly different spread this month, and it has to do with the eclipses. Other than that, let me just say my prayer. I ask that the white light surround us, the light of protection, understanding, and healing. I ask that my guides come through and speak clearly this day for our understanding. May all of my dear Aquarians' intentions be heard and answered. And I ask that this reading be for the highest and best of all concern. I ask this through all my teachers. What are the messages and energies for Aquarius at this eclipse season from July 23rd through August 23rd, 2017? Please show us the messages and energies for dear Aquarius for their eclipse season month, July 23rd through August 23rd, 2017. I would like Aquarians to have love in their lives, to be in loving relationships, to have work that is fulfilling, and to always be guided towards their highest destiny. Thank you. Aquarius, July 23rd through August 23rd, 2017. All right, it's this one. Okay. All right. So, let me just tune in for a moment. Okay, Aquarius. So your first card is the card that has where you are standing at the present moment, the situation that's brought you to where you're standing at the present moment. And you've got the Two of Swords. The next card is the card of what you need to release, and you've got the Ten of Swords. Lots of sword energy for you. The next card is the card that's standing in the way of what you need to release, and you've got the Hanged Man in reverse. All right. The fourth card is the new situation that's evolving. So as this eclipse cycle moves through your life, what is the new situation that's evolving? And you've got the High Priestess in reverse. The final card is your spiritual guidance for the month, and you've got the Universe. Okay. If I didn't already say, I'm traveling this month, so I just brought two decks with me. I'm using the Thoth deck by Aleister Crowley for your main reading, and if we need to clarify anything, and it seems like we may have to, I'm using my Motherpeace deck to do those. All right, Aquarius, what is going on for you? Just tuning in to what the highest messages are for my dear Aquarians. What is the story that you want the cards to tell them? All right, let's start at the beginning. You are in a place where two parts of your personality, two parts of your mind are at odds with each other. And the card is called peace, but it is a peace that it's tense, right? So you've got, maybe this is your mind, and maybe this is your heart, and they're enclosed within your body, right? They're moving through this bowl, which is your body, and you're holding opposing forces together. That's the card of the situation that has brought you to the present moment. It's holding two opposing ideas, thoughts, aspects of your personality. You're holding them together. And when you do that, whenever I've been in Two of Swords energy, I'm very familiar with this card. When I'm in Two of Swords energy, it seems like there's this sense of it's better to hold the peace, right, than to upset either one or the other aspect that may be upset by making a choice for one or the other. So it's better to have both. You're not favoring the mind over the heart, you're not favoring the heart over the mind, you're holding both of them, but there is internal tension because you know that they are in conflict. Okay, so it's a tense piece where you're at. What you're being asked to let go of is this card, the Ten of Swords. And in this deck, it's called Ruin. Just tune into the energy that is this card for you, Aquarius. What is this card for Aquarius meaning? There is an ending that's happened. It could be a betrayal that's happened, the ending of a cycle, the truth has come out, and it could be the truth of what you feel about a specific thing. It could be the truth about what you feel, it could be the betrayal. Anyway, whatever, it's a painful card. This ending is painful. It's not like, the Ten of Cups, where you move through the cycle of the cups and it's this beautiful ending. It's not like the Ten of Discs, where you move through the cycle of the discs and, you've created this wonderful foundation in your life. The Ten of Swords is like, I'm done. This is over. This is over. And it's interesting because you're being asked to release it, so what it tells me is that this has already happened. The ending of something has already happened. You're being asked to release it. What's in the way of you releasing it is the Hanged Man in reverse. So you're fighting surrender. You're not wanting to surrender. You're not wanting to accept the ending of this thing. 1 second. You're not willing to look at it in another way. For you, the ending is just awful, awful, awful ending. And they're saying, take some time, go within and see it in another light. And you're like, no, I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go. And basically, the situation that's evolving out of that attitude is this High Priestess in reverse. So you're not listening to your intuition. And the High Priestess is the one who knows everything. She knows, on some level deep inside you, you know what the answer is. You know what you need to do. You know that this is over, right? When you refuse to surrender to the knowing, you become the High Priestess in reverse, and you begin to not listen to your intuition, and you begin to not listen to your knowing, and then you lose your power, right? We're all on some level connected to our our higher self. And when you fight it, you end up you're never disconnected from your higher self, but you end up feeling disconnected from higher self because you're working your will, your lower will, or the will of lower vibration, rather than being connected to the higher source of that higher vibration. The higher vibration wants to take you here, right? Look at that card. It's a beautiful completion. It's a beautiful cycle that has ended, that's over, and you are free for a new adventure. You're free to take all the learnings of the old cycle and embody it, really, into the new. Yeah, the symbolism of this card is, there's so much symbol in here, but basically, the snake, right? She's transmuting. She's taken the snake and all the knowledge that snake holds of life. Snake is the animal of regeneration, shedding skin, moving through transformation seamlessly and easily. And you know how to do this. You know how to do this seamless transformation. You really do, but you're fighting it. You're fighting it because you don't want to let go of this ending, this betrayal, this whatever this is. And it could be pride in the way of the letting go. You could kind of be like, no, this is not how it's going to go down. I refuse to go down this way. And I guess the message that's coming through me to you is, if you refuse and you continue to refuse and you continue to be in this energy of refusal, and this energy of fighting surrender, fighting the surrender that wants to happen, that needs to happen, you are going to end up in this place of feeling disconnected from your higher self, feeling disconnected from your power, your intuitive power, and that can translate into all sorts of things going wrong for you in life, right? When you're not connected and aligned with with your higher self and with your intuition, that's when stuff kind of goes wonky and goes wrong. So every time I do a reading, I pull angel cards to just what's the word when you I guess synthesize the reading for you. And you got two popped out for you. One is trust and the other is communication. So trust the communication that's happening through your high priestess self. You already know what you need to do. You already know how you feel about the situation. You already know it's over. Trust that communication and walk away. Or if you don't have to walk away, you can just acknowledge that an ending has happened. If you're in relationship, I'm not saying, break up and get divorced. It could be that a cycle of your marriage is over and you're still kind of holding on to the old cycle when a beautiful new one really wants to come forward. Maybe you've moved house and you're still connected to the old neighborhood, the old house that you lived in, all the old neighborhood friends and merchants that were on the street that you lived on. And new stuff wants to come in because you're in a new home, and you just have to trust the communication that's coming through from spirit to you through mediums like myself, or other healers or other friends. Everyone can really be a spiritual teacher for you on your path, right? The guy at the bus stop might be singing a song that is meant for you as a communication from spirit. So what I'm getting is trust the communications that spirit is delivering to you through unconventional ways, perhaps because you're not listening to your own divine channel and it's trying to get you to listen. So listen to it. Listen to the communications. Really welcome in this new phase of your life. And And if you need further clarification on what this is, I could start pulling cards, but there's so many people that watch these videos, and I don't, reach out to me for a personal reading, because I could pull a clarifier and it might be for someone else anyway. So that's what I've got for you for the month of the first half of eclipse season. Let's see, is there an oracle deck that wants to come? The Mother Mary Oracle is calling, so let's see what she has to say to you about this new phase, this new cycle. Please give us a final closing message for dear Aquarius on what you're being asked, what you're asking them to let go of, and what you're asking them to step into as eclipse cycle moves through their life. Okay, you got the message, Our Lady of Ripening on the Vine. And let's see what the oracle has to say about that. I ask you, interesting. I ask you to surrender your future thinking to me. Although your future contains the promise of great blessings, do not let this distract you from the blessing I bestow upon you in this moment. I ask you to open your arms to my blessings in the here and now. You are the sweet fruit, heavy on the vine. The time for harvest has come. This is your time. Okay, so don't block this gift that is coming through from Spirit. Open your arms, just like this hanged man has his arms open, right? Open your arms to receive the harvest. Somewhat like you're the farmer and you've worked hard. There's a harvest that's happening, and it's like maybe you really enjoyed that last cycle that you were in and you can't bear to end it. Let's see what else the oracle has to say. Most of us who love the Holy Mother are dreamers. We might be practical and hardworking, attending to the details of daily life and spiritual consciousness, but we have hope in our hearts. Yet that hope may be for the future, our future, that of our children, of our planet. This hope is a precious light that is needed in the world, yet our light of hope is also needed in the here and now. We need to be living the divine now, not only dreaming of a more divinely aligned life in a fantasy of our future. The divine wants us to live our light now, to benefit ourselves and the world with our presence now. Yes, we are always growing. Yes, there is a readiness within you now. This oracle comes to you as a confirmation. There is something within you, something of you that is ready. Even if the immediate reality doesn't match a fantasy that you once held about how life would be when you would finally share more of yourself with the world, it is still ready, and this is your time to shine. Okay? It is in this shining forth that the manifestation can happen now, not in waiting for it to happen before you reach the destination. If you do this, the destination will always be in your future rather than happening now. Your manifestation happens through you as you acknowledge that you are what you are already seeking. It is just bringing it to the light that it needs. It is just bringing it to light that needs to happen now. Okay. So, for some of you, I'm hearing that this is a cycle of ending being the student and really stepping into your teacherhood. Okay? A lot of my clients tend to be teachers, spiritual teachers on some form or other. Folks who are here on the planet to help others through their spiritual lessons, right? And, this culture that we live in, I live in the United States, and the culture is not always necessarily kind or open to folks who are of a different path and a different vibration than the consumerist culture that we are surrounded by. right, than the dominant culture that we are surrounded by. And so sometimes it takes a while for us to find our teachers, to find those people who have the trainings and it's a very eclectic and a very somewhat underground spiritual movement that is happening. And so it's not like there's a school in the middle of, Kansas, if you happen to be born there, that can teach you these things. Life has to bring you your teachers in organic and divinely guided ways. And what I'm hearing is that you're being asked to let go of the phase of being a student and and you're being asked to step into the phase of really owning what you know and being a teacher for others. Not necessarily I'm going to create a workshop and I'm going to do, that is possible as well. But it's also practicing your truth in the world. Taking ownership of your own spiritual authority. The high priestess in reverse is someone who's not taking ownership of their spiritual authority, right? Trust in what you've learned so far. Trust that it's time to surrender the learning phase and time to be in the doing phase. That's what that Oracle deck, the Mother Mary Oracle deck card was about. It's about stepping into your harvest now. Wherever you are, this is your harvest. So step into it. Okay, I hope that made sense. That felt like a very specific message for a certain number of you, so I hope that made sense. If you aren't quite sure, reach out, and I'm happy to be of support to you as you move through the cycle of the eclipse season, and happy to do a reading for you in whatever aspect of your life needs it. Okay, Aquarius, take care, be well. I will see you next month. Bye-bye.